Well, no, I mean, it's just that I wondered, is this like a scam thing? Because it just came sort of jammed into this envelope, but it had the high school logo on it. But I looked at it and I'm like, are you kidding me? And it's like this, it's like the whole combination is what makes it so weird.
Newspaper fee. Are kids getting charged for a newspaper feed?
And no, it was just really random, right? Because it's like,
$3.
and I read through it all, and then it's like the capper. Don't say the capper, because that's my favorite part.
I won't say anything.
But I looked at that and I went, this can't be accurate, because in all the years of school, I've never received anything.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Todd and Erin Daily
How
Stream. What we're talking about is we just got a bill from
I got a bill from my kids' public high school.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because when I registered Zachy for high school, I paid $135 for all these various fees and enrichment programs.
Did you do this?
That was back in July.
I didn't do
public school.
Did you? I wasn't enriched, evidently.
Apparently, we weren't enriched enough, and that explains so much about our career options, doesn't it?
That's why we're here.
So anyway, so they sent me another listing, and I know a couple of these I paid an activity fee for $30. Book fee, and I believe it's like a deposit, like if you use the library, then they have like a deposit fee that if you don't return it back, they keep the money.
I'm trying to still figure out where the library is. Number two, want to know what the activity is listed as.
Newspaper fee, for what?
Okay.
A planner fee, a desk
A what?
planner. A planner, they give you a little student planner.
Who got a planner?
And apparently you're going to pay for it whether you want to or not. And then the writing lab fee. Well, here's the funny thing. Zachy doesn't actually use any of those last three, but here's the part I really enjoyed.
Right.
Because I don't mind paying fees. We all know that our schools are so galactically underfunded. We spend the least per pupil in the nation. We are 49th in the nation for spending money on our public schools. So I'm not surprised that they've started jabbing in as many extra fees as they can. But it gets weirder. And then
like
they go,
what?
You are responsible for all the fees incurred while attending high school. Remaining fees will be sent to an outside collection agency.
The dickens, you say.
You're going to send me to a collection agency for a $3 newspaper fee. You are actually going to send me to a collection agency. And that was the part that I went, this is nuts. So I went on Facebook and I just basically said, hey, look, this is what we got. And I thought it was so weird.
We're going to jail.
And I said, does anyone else get these? And now this is where I actually have to use your reading glasses because it's so tiny.
Oh, yeah, blame on me. Yeah.
Oh, man. Jennifer says, I love getting hit for fees for required classes. We're going to make your kid take digital studies, but we're going to charge you a $75 digital studies
What's
fee.
Digital? Computers, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, my gosh. My friend Wendy, Sydney's first fees for junior high school were $210.
For what?
I'm not sure. Denise said when I was a single parent, I had to take out a title loan on my car to pay my kids' school fees, and then I'd pay it back with my tax return every year.
Okay, wait. Stop right there just for a second.
Yeah.
What did you pay for when you went to high school?
You know, but it wasn't even extra fees, different fees for classes. Everything was covered. Because it was school. We went to a public school. I paid for sweatshirts for like the Highland Women's Association because I was in that for a couple of years.
The what?
Highland Women's Association. We were HAW.
What the hell is that? I never knew this. Why didn't I know that? No.
And we bought it like a cheer squad thing.
No, back up. What's HAW?
Highland Associated Women, HAW. Which sounds better if it's Highland Women Association, because then it's what? Which makes no sense.
So, no, stop.
No, you're dragging this out of where we were.
I want to know what you did with HAW.
Oh, we did a lot of stuff. We did retreats, and then we came up with fun stuff for the school to do, and then we oversaw some things like the Valentine's Day festivities at school and delivered flowers.
I'm bored now. Go ahead.
Whatever. Oh, man. Tiff said that when my son was a senior, 3 years before graduation, received a letter for a planner, supplies, dues, and a miscellaneous shop fee. They demanded $500.
What, did he build a car?
They tried telling me that he would not graduate till the fees were paid. She said, I fought with him and finally went down to the district to get it done there. And she said, someone at the district told me, and I quote, that your principal told me you were a helicopter parent and that you'd be fighting this. Wow. Michelle says the same thing happened. My daughter had $1,000 in fees. $1,000.
Shut up.
Michelle said, yeah, we've had this happen. They didn't say they'd send us to an outside collection agency, but we had to pay $315 per children in August, and we'll have another bill after semester. And so I was like, what are your kids doing is my next question. They said no extra. She said that's what's so sad. No extracurricular activities. It's nothing. It's said to be fees for supplies for classes that are required for graduation. So
Like, well, I want itemized at this
so
point.
we start getting, for every semester we get a bill for more required classes. Like they were talking about just insane stuff like $100 for shop. If you had to do like an art class, they wanted $175 for supplies.
There should be art classes, by the way.
Always.
There should be shop classes as well.
Then there was a random one where this woman is so cute. She already had to pay $1,500 for her kid to be in the marching band. He does not ride the bus.
Wait a minute.
But they still charge her a bus fee, even though he does not ride the bus.
I was in the band.
I know. It's cool.
I bought my own trumpet.
Right.
And when we needed uniforms, we begged and pleaded, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, you did fundraisers,
We
though,
got
right?
together, 20 or 30 of us, there was 100, at a time, and we would go through the wealthy neighborhoods
As you should.
with the drum squad. And we would play until they paid us to leave.
So it was essentially musical extortion.
It was it worked incredibly well.
Good for you.
We had lots of money coming in.
Just a couple of thoughts you might want to consider based on Todd's excellent experience. I'm just thinking that may not be such a bad idea.
I had no idea. It was so
Well,
expensive.
I know that I guess here's two things. Number one, this is public school, and we've actually paid less money to have our kids go to private school when they were little. I'm sure
Yeah.
it's not the same now.
Right.
But number two, if you were also charging all of this money for these classes that could actually enhance maybe a child's opportunity to get into college,
Right.
or expand their repertoire skills, but their parents can't afford to pay
Yeah.
all these miscellaneous $1,000 fees,
Yeah.
you're dangling a class going, this could get you into college, but your parents can't pay for it. That is immoral. I mean, the whole point of public education is that every child is entitled to a free and appropriate education.
Right.
So what happened to that?
Can I throw this out there?
Sure, of course.
I was threatened my entire life with SAT scores.
Oh, I remember that.
From the start.
That was my dad.
Having dyslexia, you know how that went. So I was told by my dad that if I didn't do well in school, this is every time we got gas, and the guy came out and wiped our windshield, which I thought was a cool job. He said,
You were 8.
He goes, you could end up just doing that.
It seems a little elitist.
I know. And so this thing about having to take this class and that class to get into college is...
The SATs were painful enough, especially with
Yes.
my dad threatening me. I don't know, I just thought that was really, it was discouraging to me. And then I feel guilty complaining about like being sent to the collection agency for a $3 fee I knew nothing about. But some of these parents and having to pay for fees that their kid doesn't even use. But well, it's like, well, all the kids have to pay it. But my kid doesn't use it, I don't care. I mean, what are you laughing at?
Next time you have a fundraiser and they want a chocolate bar, friggin' pay for it.
Take
Seriously,
the chocolate bar. The god-awful cookie dough tubs, buy 3.
Take the chocolate bar.
Because that's just sad.
We have something coming up at the end of the show that you have to stick around for, because if you're a natural food eating kind of person,
Is this going to destroy my joy?
this will destroy your joy like no joy has ever been destroyed before.
Great.
And that's coming up.
That'll be good. Yeah.
The Todd and Erin Daily Stream is brought to you by PC Laptops, with desktops and laptops starting as low as $7.99 with a lifetime parts and service warranty. They fix phones too. Go to PCLaptops.com. And by Brio Technologies. They rent, sell, and install audiovisual components, including professional sound, lighting, video, and intercom systems, components, projectors, interactive whiteboards, and classroom audio systems. Just go to BrioAudiovisual.com.
All right, how about telling me something good?
This is a good one, once again brought to you by PC Laptops, our dear friend Dan. This is so cool. Now, Snapchat's one of those social media children that I haven't wanted to adopt yet, because every time you adopt another one, it literally is like the same amount of time as raising a child would be.
I thought this was for the youngins.
What are you saying? What are you saying? Like I'm too old to enjoy Snapchat? Is that what you're saying to me?
Go ahead.
Is that what you're saying to me right now?
No, go ahead.
You heard him, right? You heard what he just said about me, his wife.
Something like pigtails and I'm on Snapchat. Go ahead.
The important thing is this. Donisha Ladd was in the middle of a normal day at work and she started feeling really dizzy.
Yes.
And she had violent headache. All of a sudden, she started having a lot of trouble with her vision and balance, and so they, of course, raced her to the hospital.
This is a tell me something good, right?
It always starts this way.
All right.
So the doctors performed a CT scan to make sure she wasn't suffering from a stroke, and the scan showed nothing out of the ordinary. So once her symptoms were under control, they said, look, it's not going to do you any good to keep you here.
You need to go home.
So we're going to send you home. This is what you want to look for symptoms, and if you get any of them,
Right.
you come back immediately or call 911.
Right.
Well, Denisha didn't want to be there alone, so her sister Sharita stayed there to keep an eye on her. And she's always using Snapchat.
So she went home.
So Sharita was taking pictures of her sister, like, look, in the ER, out of the ER, just like spring chicken again. And Denisha was laughing and kind of playing along with her. And clearly, 100% on top of things.
Is this one of those stories?
Everything great. And then, as the night progressed, though, she woke up and something wasn't right, and her eyes rolled back. And it was, you go into it.
Okay.
So she was rushed to the hospital, and the doctors were going over the test results, and they're going, okay, she is having a stroke. Now,
Right.
here's the deal. There's a medication that could be administered
Right.
that if it's done within 4.5 hours
I've heard of this.
from the start of the symptoms,
Right.
it can dissolve the blood clot. Now, here's the thing. If it is not within the 4.5 hour
hours,
deadline,
right.
which is crucial,
Right.
it can be fatal. So essentially, it
Oh
can
my
save your
gosh.
life or it can kill you based on your time frame.
So this is all the information that we've been getting about the fact that if someone is in a stroke situation,
This is why
for the-
speed,
everything, face is sagging, whatever it might be.
difficulty, slurred speech, one side of the mouth is
You get them there, they diagnose you, they give the injection, it dissolves the blood clot, and then you're fine.
I mean, well, not fine, but it can save your life and
Right.
it can, prevent major damage.
Right.
Well, so they're going through it, and they're going through all of her charts, going crap, because they couldn't tell when the symptoms had started.
Right.
And once again, the timing is crucial. Now, they're running through this, and Sharita's like, crap. They're questioning her, and she's trying to remember, and she's going back through time, and she goes, wait.
No.
She whipped out her cell phone and clicked back.
Oh, no.
And took a look at the Snapchat video where everything was just fine for Denisha, where she was perfectly fine.
And
she
it
said,
was
and it was
logged.
date stamped.
Right,
and then she
right.
went, this is, she said, I know it could not have been before this because she was perfectly normal.
Right.
They had 12 minutes based on the timestamp of the Snapchat, and when she arrived at the hospital,
Gave her the shot.
they injected it. It was within the 4.5 hour time window. It dissolved her blood clot, saved her
crazy.
life. She had to undergo some physical therapy on the right side of her body.
Who cares?
But
I mean-
12 months later, she is back at work, and she said, I actually feel better because I've been working so hard to take care of myself. But this was all. Her life literally rested on the balance of 12 minutes defined by Snapchat.
Just when you wanted to hate them.
Now I'm going to have to pick up Snapchat.
You can't hate them because it's.
I'm going to have to pick up Snapchat now.
I have found a perfect restaurant for some of you.
Is it our kind of thing?
It's not an our thing. It's a you thing.
All right.
This
I'm not
is a
sure what that
restaurant.
means,
This is a
but-
restaurant in New York.
Okay.
This is actually their second one, and it's called Achirin. Japanese.
Ishiran.
That's close enough. So sad.
almost the same.
She can't speak Japanese like I do. And basically, what you do is you walk in. The place is quiet. Not a word. And you walk in. They go. And you go over and you sit down in your private space.
I love those. Is it like the little paper screens where you're surrounding you and you've got like your own eating area?
You're alone.
Oh.
There's no one. It's not like a group of people sharing food or anything. You're
You
alone.
have to be a solo diner? Oh.
You take a sheet of paper, probably rice paper because it's Japanese, and you fill out your order, and then you slide it. There is no talking. You slide it out, and someone picks it up, and they bring you back your food. So far, sounds like prison. And then
No, because there's no shanking involved,
you
so
eat,
that's good.
Not yet. You eat your bowl of noodles and stuff, and then you put it out there, and then you push a button, and then hands come out and grab it and take it away from you.
Okay.
Then you have your next course, and the same thing happens. You push the button, and
Just
then,
the anonymous little hands take away your dish
isn't
and
that a little freaky?
push something else back
And
into
then
you.
the bill comes, and you pay for it, and you've never talked to anyone. You've never interrelated. I would imagine you would be on your stinking phone the entire time So it's not like you're
Well, it
really
would be
alone.
interrelating.
You could be like non-personalizing with thousands of people, not caring about anything except for
What is the point of the solo dining experience? Are they just catering to a lot of people now who want to go out and have a nice meal solo and don't want to have to go to the trouble of scrounging up a friend? Or
One of the theories is the fact that you focus more on the food.
oh,
So they would take your phone away. And you enjoy that experience.
horrible.
Or if you have one of those days where this is happening to you,
anyone with
it's that
children
quiet-
understands what that means.
It's that quiet thing, and then you move in and you live there. That's the place. Second location, by the way.
That's like the most competitive atmosphere in the entire world for restaurants, and they're already opening their second one. So the solo dining theory is working.
Right.
Isn't that interesting?
Well, you walk into a restaurant, you see someone eating alone. There is a certain question, isn't
I
there?
always invite them to sit down. Like, hey, do you want to come over and sit with us?
What's the
It's
name?
like the
what's the name?
cafeteria in junior high school, right?
What's the name of the movie? What's the name of the movie?
Dinner for one.
With the heart, and she gets the heart transplant, and it's the guy from I'm sticking with you on this one.
Is this Christian Slater?
X-Files. That
Oh
guy.
no, Return to Me.
Return to Me. And her mom
Mm-hmm.
is eating at a restaurant, and the older guy is sitting there, and the young girl goes, throws water in his face, leaves. And she's eating alone, he's eating alone. It's like, well, you might as well come over, you stupid jerk, and eat dinner with me. No one eats alone. It's that kind of thing. But
I love that.
But you're eating alone, and I just don't think it's awesome.
Well, this is more of a groovy thing, though. Now they're just saying you can't have anything to taint the experience of the food.
You could do
So it
this.
has nothing to do with loneliness or lone diner or anything else. It's essentially like, we are so groovy, we're going to force you to exist in absolute isolation.
You could eat alone in your mom's basement, like always.
It's not the same.
Speaking of food, I found that natural foods, organic foods, natural foods, it's all very important for us and all to have, but they have started to find that different substances have been derived to help the flavor of certain natural foods. I will start with beer and fish bladders.
What? I thought beer was made like with barley and hops and
Fish bladders.
I don't know because I don't drink beer, but
But there's some beers that they use in a flavoring. They use something that's derived from fish bladders.
bladders.
Right.
You know the function of a fish bladder,
Is to
and you're
bladderize.
essentially putting that into your beer.
And you know my theory about preparation H is it has shark liver oil, and who sat on everything in the world until they got to S in the alphabet to go, that feels better. That's awesome.
It's kind of a surprise in and of itself. Okay.
Right.
So
There
there's
is
fish bladders and
macaroni and cheese.
now there's nothing wrong with macaroni and cheese.
Tar sands.
What?
Tar sands.
Tar sands.
It comes from yellow number 5 is derived from
It's tartrazine. Yeah, it's a dye.
coal tar.
Tartrazine comes from coal tar.
Well, that's one of the places they can get it.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you there's something worse coming up. Don't look. I don't want
Okay.
it to ruin it for you.
Great.
First of
'Cause
all,
it's getting me super hungry.
sheep secretions go into chewing gum.
When you specify secretions, what are we talking about?
I don't need to, do I? No, because the last story is the kicker on this.
It gets worse? That's good, because I'm not completely 100% nauseous yet.
Seaweed extracts they use to solidify beef and like hamburgers and stuff, but who cares, right?
Oh, I think that's fine.
That sounds great.
No. That's like a tasteless thing, but it's still a natural food item that
And it
actually
is-
just enhances the solidity of the item. I'm fine with that.
And it is natural. And I will now, the natural food people
You're
out there,
enjoying this
I am
way
enjoying this way
too
too
much.
much, is that the essence of vanilla
Okay. Yeah, it comes from the vanilla bean, sure.
sometimes.
There's no other place you can get vanilla unless it's a fake tasting vanilla.
Actually, they have found one place.
Okay.
And this is FDA approved, and this is from the anal glands of a beaver. I'm going to stare at the camera without laughing for 10 seconds. Here I go.
They're stating The anal glands of the beaver can mimic the flavor of vanilla.
May I say this? You know my statement about preparation H and sitting on a shark liver.
And how many things did you go through before you found a vanilla flavored substitute?
And number 2 is, how do you sneak up on a beaver like that? Just thought you'd like to know, little health tip.
Castoreum. It's FDA approved natural ingredient. They say it's 100% safe for human consumption. Castoreum. And
No
they use
wonder-
it in ice cream.
No wonder the beavers are so skittish. You guys
Right?
have a great time.
I don't even want to bring this up at this point, but we do have dinner for 4 at Christopher's Prime Steakhouse.
wouldn't
We're
do that.
99% certain none of this is
wouldn't.
going to be an issue.
I wouldn't do that.
And you get to bring friends.
think
So
that's a
if you would
bad
like to
thing.
enter to win dinner for 4 at the brand new location of Christopher's Prime Steakhouse downtown, please comment and share the show today, and you're entered to win. We'll draw on Friday. Why did you have to finish with that? I'm totally off my feed. I can't even have dinner now.